Hi, everyone. This is Annette Haralson. Thank you once again for being willing to serve as a cohort leader for ASDP this year. Since we didn't get a chance to have our facilitator training back in July, I've made this short video to help prepare you for the discussion times you're going to have with your cohorts after each week's lecture. Now, facilitating these discussions is an important aspect of your coaching role in ASDP. The tips in this video are meant to help you do that well. Now, some of these might be things you are already familiar with, but going over them all together will help you be more intentional about the goal of your discussion times each week. So I hope you will give me just a few minutes of your undivided attention. Tip number 1, connection before content. Before class officially begins, your job starts. As people walk in, immediately begin engaging with them on a personal level. Ask something simple like, what's taking up a lot of brain space right now? Or what's been bringing you joy lately? These kinds of questions foster connection, and connection is what makes people want to show up, to share honestly, and to grow together. The goal is to foster authentic connection right away so that they feel that sense of connectedness into the family of Christ. Tip number 2, don't teach, facilitate. Your job isn't to have all the answers. In fact, when the leader of a group starts teaching, it often shuts down conversation. But facilitators foster discussion. Facilitation means making something easier. So your role is to make discussion easier and smoother. You want to do that so your group members feel safe to speak up, to wrestle with ideas, and to connect with each other. Remember, you're a guide on the side, not a sage on the stage. Your goal as the group facilitator is to make discussing the material easier and run more smoothly so that transformative learning can happen. Tip number 3, always come prepared. Take time before each session to review the material and plan your discussion time. Now, you've taken ASDP before, so you don't have to read the Grudem text each week if you're already familiar with the topic. But do review material that you don't remember well, and review your answers to the questions in the Doctrines and Disciplines workbook. You also want to make sure that you have a plan of what you want to cover during the discussion time, because you won't have time to do everything. And if you are unsure of what you want to talk about or the direction that you want to go, that feeling will transfer to your cohort members. The goal is to make you as the facilitator as calm and as at ease as possible at the start, so you can set the tone well for inviting people into this space and making them feel confident to participate. Tip number 4, use reflective listening. You want to listen for understanding. That means avoiding quick responses to what students contribute. When someone shares, you want to listen fully and you want to keep your body language open. If needed, gently reflect what they said to you to make sure you understood it. Don't feel like you have to comment on everything. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to patiently and humbly listen to your group members and let them be the one who are talking the most. The goal here is to make each person feel seen and heard the way Christ makes us feel seen and heard. Tip number 5, read the room. Every group is different, and each person in the group is different. Pay attention to what helps each person feel engaged. Some prefer facts, others emotion. Some are slow to speak, others eager to jump in. Consider what role each participant plays in the discussion. Notice comfort zones, pain points, avoidance behaviors, and what seems to motivate people to engage. Understanding how your group relates will help you think through how to draw out each person and how to keep them contributing in the long run. Because let's face it, people check out when they don't feel like they can contribute. When you read the room in such a way that makes people feel understood individually as well as within the group dynamic, you're more likely to keep them engaged. The goal is to make them feel like this is a safe place to be themselves, the way Christ makes us feel safe to come as we are into his family and contribute our part to the whole. And this is closely tied to tip number 6, practice self-awareness. Notice your own tendencies. Are you quick to jump in with a better answer after someone says something? Do you unintentionally favor people who think or speak like you? Are you giving equal space for differing perspectives? Make sure not to accidentally reinforce one way of thinking or experience. This shuts down discussion as people begin to feel like outsiders if they don't conform. As the facilitator, you automatically have a level of agency that could make those with differing answers or perspectives feel that they are wrong. Now, I'm not talking about wrong theology. This is about perspective, and everyone's is unique for a God-given purpose. We want our groups to reflect the full diverse body of Christ, and that starts with our awareness as facilitators. The goal here is to make sure all members of the group are honored and feel like important contributors as part of the whole, the way Christ does with his body. And finally, tip number 7, challenges require grace. You will likely face a few common issues within your group dynamic. Have some dominant talkers. You want to gently redirect the conversation if someone is going too long in their answer. Look for ways to invite other people to speak. Phrases like, I'd love to hear another perspective on that, or is that something anyone else was considering or confused about? These will help the talker realize that other people have things to share. Do you have a quiet group? Well, be patient with them. Use that silence well to allow people time to process or consider a deeper response. Not everybody has an answer that comes off right off the top of their head. Or if the silence is because the question pushed for vulnerable answers, model that vulnerability by going first. You'd be surprised how many people will readily follow with their own vulnerability when you, as a leader, do that first. Are you dealing with some hard content that week? And trust me, you will at points. You want to allow people space to wrestle. As the leader, tell them it's okay to share doubts if they're having them. You cannot address what is not communicated. But don't feel like you have to get them to a place of accepting hard truths in the moment. Often it will take time for them to process. So you want to make sure that you follow up at a later time with care. Oh, what about those awkward or inappropriate comments that happen? Well, we always want to assume a posture of grace. Don't assume the worst of your people. And a direct rebuke in the moment could actually make things even more awkward. So it's best to redirect gently and handle serious issues privately and kindly. If appropriate, in that private conversation, you can encourage the student to apologize to the group at the next meeting after they have had time to process why their comment was unhelpful. This will actually help restore the relational dynamic within the cohort if it was damaged. And it will give each person the chance to model Christ's forgiveness. Isn't that the goal? Guys, I hope you have found these tips helpful. Remember, the goal of facilitation is simple. Make it easier for people to talk about the content and help the discussion flow more smoothly. That's it. And when you do that well, you create space for deep learning and life-changing connection. Thank you again for stepping into this role. Your presence, your humility, and your care for people will make all the difference. We're praying for you and cheering you on as you lead. Have a great year.